What's going on, people? Yeah, I'd love to keep the music on, but one of the last videos where I attempted to do that, it never got on. It never even got on the air. We're in Jimmy Scappa today. Omaha band that almost made it. So it is, these are strange times. It's the 21st. It's the Tuesday. And I'm hanging tough, but I'm responding honestly to the time of the world right now. This is a very, very strange time in the world. It's never felt like this in my life to me on this planet. The atmosphere, the psychic air. I ain't nuts. I know what I'm talking about. Literally, the atmosphere of this planet has never been like this before. It sucks. It's pathetically bad right now. Pathetic. So, I'm hunkered down and staying close to home, and I'm just going to talk about stuff and show you records and just keep doing my thing. I do want to try to tell some stories today, so just FYI. Some folks don't mind the stories, others just want to hear about music. I'm going to do exactly what the fuck I want to do. I was playing this in the background from L'Amour Records, Igor, Fast and Slow. I was reminding myself of the sound of this album because Victor, hello, I hope you see the video, sent me something in the mail yesterday from L'Amour Records. Really appreciate these connections, and I know that I'm doing them a service by reviewing these records, but I also feel a sense of friendship with some of these people, like Victor Zeidner of the L'Amour Records. I've never met him, but the connection feels friendly. The same with Martin Archer with Discus Music. He does seem like he's becoming a friend. He does. And even though I'm not a learned musician like him, I'd like to collaborate. I think with the way that I work with sound, I have something to offer. Just throwing that out there if you happen to see this, Martin. Or Victor, at your L'Amour Records, you put out a lot of electronic music. I'm not particularly, especially right now because of COVID, I just am not all that concerned about getting music produced and made. I'd like it, but it's like it seems like we have bigger things to worry about. But I'm putting it out there. I'd love it. I'd love to work with you all. If you think that I have something to offer, I know that I do have something to offer. I do know that. Victor sent me this yesterday. It's the latest thing from Igor. This artist here, whose actual name is Michael Stromberg. He's been going apparently since the 70s, doing all kinds of experimental electronic music. This new thing of his is an album, but it comes in the form of 4 singles, 7-inch singles. Some things just really hit me well, and other things I have to struggle with, okay? And a couple things that that are hitting me slower are the Jason Wiedlisbach and the Das Rod. So those are coming later as far as me really trying to tell you about them. But this hit a sweet spot right away. Right away. There's something to be said. Here's the artwork for it. There's something to be said for presentation. I think the fact that they decided to break this up into 4 7-inch singles where you can play the album the old way, back when they had record players with changers on them and you could stack them. I love the concept of this. The idea is that you can put them in any order to, like a playlist, shuffle the playlist. Really like this. It's really strong. It's very electronic, but also very impressionistic to me. It's like It's each piece. I think this is brilliant, actually, Victor. A brilliant idea. It highlights the individuality of each piece because the pieces don't sound the same, and they strike me when I put the needle on and the tracks start. They're immediately interesting. I have to wonder if the effect would have been the same if you'd put this on a 12-inch and just song to song. So I really like this and highly recommend this. Igor with from Lamour Records out of, I don't want to mess up and say the wrong country. I really appreciate this though. Let me see, it should say on here. Sweden, yeah. Lamour Records in Gale, Sweden. I appreciate it, and I recommend it. I recommend looking the label up, Lamour Records. I do recommend them. Anthony Ferraro let me know a few weeks ago that he had sent a birthday present. He bought me a birthday present and was wondering where it was. It finally arrived yesterday. Anthony Ferraro is so kind to me, another person I've never met. But he likes to send me music, and he sends me good stuff. And the birthday gift he sent me is a blowaway. Thank you, Anthony. The DVD of Weather Report Live in Cologne, 1983. Germany had this show called Rock Palace. I don't know how long it lasted, but I've watched a lot of it online. Everybody that's cool apparently has been on the show. And this is one of those performances on DVD. I watched a little bit last night. Just a bit. Thank you. But the prime thing that he gave me, I'll take it out of the plastic so I can show it. I was considering buying this, and I'm glad I hesitated. Didn't have to buy it. Because it was, kind of pricey. I was thinking about it, and wow, Anthony, wow, thank you. He got me the brand new release of Steve Hackett, Genesis Revisited live at the Royal Albert Hall. This is excellent. Thank you so much, Anthony. I was really, really just about ready to spend the money on this. I love Steve Hackett. Steve Hackett is in his prime right now. He's playing better than ever. He's online all the time, talking and playing. And he is in his 70s and playing really well. So these versions of old Genesis songs musically are really excellent. Vocally, thankfully he works with different vocalists on here because the vocals always, I'm spoiled, How are you going to beat Peter Gabriel? How are you going to beat those original vocals on the Genesis tracks? For my ears, you're not. Nad Sylvan, who works with him a lot, does a heroic effort, but still falls flat to my ears. Not flat, it's just like, no, this is not why I'm here. You can turn the vocals off, as far as I'm concerned. It's the music. John Wetton sings on here. Ray Wilson sings on here. Ray sounds good on here, actually. One comment. By the time Phil Collins left Genesis, it is my opinion that Genesis were fools to think that they could keep going under the name of Genesis with a new singer. Calling All Stations is a good album, but it would have may as well just called it something new. It wasn't Genesis to me. But this is a 3 LP set with 2 CDs, so it gives you the music. And it's got the booklet, a booklet inside, and it's really well recorded. Really, really well recorded. Black vinyl. I don't need colored vinyl. Thank you so much, Anthony. Really appreciate this. I've only listened to 2 of the 6 sides, but like I said, musically this is really strong. Plus I've watched a lot of this online. This is on YouTube. A lot of this is on YouTube. And the clips have great fidelity, so they're really fun, enjoyable to watch. Thank you so much, Anthony. Thank you. going to talk about music a little bit more, but I want to take a minute here for those that will stay with me and just say that my heart goes out to parents and teachers. I'm in alliance with the parents and the teachers who are hesitating and basically refusing to send their children or themselves back into classrooms too soon. There's just too many unknowns, and the bottom line about the Republican push for schools opening is monetary. And I just, again, liken it to them being monsters who don't mind having us sacrifice our children, literally, to die for their greed. So I'm in complete solidarity with people who have no intention of sending their kids back to school before we know it's safe. You know, we just don't know. And kudos to Rwanda over in Africa, because I'm hearing that Rwanda is they're testing like a mother, and they're tracing, and it's something that America, because America is so focused on, we want to make the money, we don't want to spend anything, especially on something that will actually benefit people. That's how fucked up this country is. Don't want to spend the money to save the country, but want to keep making the money while everyone's dying. What sense does that make? It doesn't make sense. And every time Trump talks, he makes no sense. That man don't make no motherfucking sense. Here, I want to add this now, okay? And then I'll tell you about some more records, okay? If you stick around. At different times, I will just try and figure out how to say things that inform my life and why I have the sort of point of view that I do. And I wrote this on Facebook yesterday, and it seems to have resonated. It's like I almost got it right. So I'm going to read this to you, and I'll add to it if I need to. This is what I wrote about my life in regards to politics and what's happening in the world today. Please check this out. Coming from a low-income working-class family, but was educated, we were educated, I was introduced to the world of privilege through attending Creighton Prep. I got a scholarship. Me and my older brother we were straight A students. I need to explain this, because all this is relevant about why the world is so fucked up to me. Was raised originally in a mixed neighborhood in South Omaha, predominantly white, okay? So I went to a predominantly white grade school. And there, myself and my brothers and sisters, we were average students. We were 1, 2, and 3. We were good students, but we were average, you know. But when we got to North Omaha, predominantly black schools, we instantly became straight A students. That much of a difference in the quality of education between what the white kids and the black kids were getting in the 60s. Probably hasn't changed at all, okay? So that's why I got the scholarship to go to prep. There's more to it, but let me just keep going here, okay? I was a freshman there at Creighton Prep in 1969. And the school, which was all boys prep, you know, hoity-toity, you know, tuition, there was only 11 black students in the whole school. So it got better while I was there, but we often at first had to maneuver like a pack of wolves for protection, you know, in between classes, and when it was time to leave and get to the bus stop and make it home. It was ridiculous at times. I went to class with many Trump types, silver spoon, spoiled kids who everything was just given to them. These kids were already so cruel and heartless. They knew that everything was going to be handed to them. They didn't have to work for a fucking thing. And I was often told to my face and spat on, but they would say, "You niggers, you'll never have what we have. You'll never have it." I was physically assaulted by these kinds of people, okay? So what I go on to say is that life in this country is beyond unbalanced because we've allowed things to fall apart so bad because of this. And we have a whining silver spoon imbecile as president because of the money, because of greed, because of the allure of money. I keep saying it, greed. Everybody wants to be rich. And as a result, every day life has been thrown under the bus. Literally. That's why I'm talking about the teachers and the kids. They're just worried about the money. Well, you know, kids die, let them die. I'm making money. So the pandemic has just exposed all this even further. Greed heads on a one-way street driving towards ever-increasing profits, destroying everything as a result in the process. That's what I wrote, and that's what I see going on. And I dare you to tell me otherwise. What do you see? So once again, fuck Donald Trump, you piece of shit. Okay. I got some more records in. Yay! The latest Magma. I now have the latest Magma. Zëss. One song over both sides. Magnificent. Christian Vander doesn't even play drums on this. You know, which I think is fantastic because it's, you know, he's passing the baton on. Who's playing drums on here? Morgan Agren. Haven't heard of him. You know, Christian Vander is just singing on here. He's got a lovely voice. And this is also not, it's partially in French. I noticed that while listening yesterday. I said, this is not, I'm hearing French. That's not the Zool language. I love Magma. This is power music. Power music. As far as I know, now I have everything they have on vinyl. I have that. They have several more releases on CD only. And I'm interested in the music, but I'm not interested in the CDs. If they put them out on vinyl, I'll get those. But I really love Magma. Zëss. I got a couple more records in yesterday. Here's one I had forgotten when I ordered it that it was not a regular disc. So when I opened the package, there was a slight bit of disappointment. And then I remembered, well, this is super rare. And even the reissues by Garden of Delights of this album are in the hundreds now. So I calmed down. But I got Auf der Bahn zum Uranus. German psychedelic rock classic. This is classic. This is fantastic. I've had it forever on a burned CD, which I went ahead and put inside the package. This is a psychedelic and hard and wild, like the cover. I think that the title of the album translates to "On the Road to Uranus," something like that. But this is really good. And now I'm not into picture discs. I have them, but I don't necessarily collect them, and not really attracted to them. This plays fine, but that's beside the point. It's not a good idea to be playing picture discs a lot. So, added to the collection. I've dropped the needle on it once. That may be it for a long time, but I really wanted the cover. You know, this cover. I really wanted a full-size yellow cover. That's just a wild image. Originals, if you can find them, are in the thousands. But Garden of Delights reissued this in a regular LP version, and those are going in the hundreds now, the reissues. So I'm glad I went ahead and broke down and got this. And musically, it's recommended. I do recommend it musically. It's real strong. It's real strong. Ga. Ultra cool. Something I discovered not that long ago online. Didn't know about this artist. Was intrigued by the cover and listened to it online and love it. And was able to get a copy of it on vinyl reissue. This is Dominique Guiot, L'Univers de la Mer. And I have to play this some more to be able to talk about it, but I got it. Got it in yesterday. And the other one I got in, real happy to get this. Mixed feelings about the pressing, and I'll say why. But this is, to me, another German album I've been after for years. Hard to find. Sergius, Sergius Golowin, Lord Krishna von Goloka. This is German space rock of the highest order. This is I'm saying the word fantastic too many times, ain't I? This is excellent. Klaus Schultz is on here. Witthauser and Wistrup are on here. You folks that know your German space rock know that name. Jürgen Dahles, Jerry Burkers. It's a star-studded cast of cosmic krautrockers. And this album is divine. It's got a spiritual bent to it, but musically it's just about perfect. It bubbles and it burbles and it flows and it's cosmic and it's really, really, really good. I've had it forever on CD. Don't have a burn, but I've had it forever, the music. The thing I'll say, though, is that I found out through Manny Neumeier of Guru that this ZYX amalgamation who have put out records on these labels, he tells me they're crooks. Now, he didn't go into detail because it was online, but I can figure that out. Apparently, the artists aren't getting paid. These guys are making money putting these records out, and they're not getting the money back to the people who made the music. And Manny Neumeier's records, Guru records, have been put out through this imprint. So Manny obviously knows what he's talking about. That's disappointing to find out, but it's out of my hands. I'm really glad to have this album. Really glad. That's it for the new stuff. Other stuff sitting out. This stuff is sitting out. Oh, well, I played this yesterday. Okay. Coffee's good this morning. Stephen Wilson, the Raven that refused to sing. This is a very powerful album. Some of his fans think that this is his best solo album. This is very, very good. But I think it even got better with the next one, Hand Cannot Erase. Here's the other thing. As a player, I can hear on here, there's parts where I haven't played this idea very many times. This is a little choppy to my ears. I love this album, though. And Pale Saints, Half-Life. Besides loving that cover, the music, the sound of the guitars really sounds like that color and that frostiness. Perfect image for this single. Great band. I don't know why the Pale Saints didn't blow up. I thought they were really, really, real good. Open Mind, old psychedelia. Open Mind, this is good. You just look at it and you can see this was what was going on. These guys they were on it. Magic Potion was the single. Killer shit. Killer shit. And the only other thing that's down here that's waiting for play today is more Beatles. Back to Beatles. These two in particular are on my mind to get into today. Okay. Folks, keep talking to me. I do enjoy this connection. That's what it is. Some folks just really are insisting on ignoring what I say, which is annoying. It's like having a little brother. It's like, just leave me alone with these, trying to send me links. But sure enough, every video, there's links. So just do it, since you're going to do it anyway. Most of the time I just delete them. I don't look at them, okay? I can set a boundary if I want to. I have a way of looking for music, okay? And I'll also tell you this, it's most of the people who have really tried hard to say, but you never heard of this, fail, usually, not usually, but the times when I've gotten turned on to something that really excites me and I didn't know about it, it was by happenstance, and that's how it goes. That's why I prefer to do it my way. You want me to really hear something, send it to me, okay? But sending these links, that ain't fun. That's not fun for me. It's not. Okay. Talk to you.